Testing 1, 2, 3. This is Lenny, and I'm Steve, and we're here to talk about music. So, what do you think about that?
Well, I want to tell you a little story.
Tell me the story.
You know I talk too much. Well, anyways, I went to a cornhole tournament a couple weeks ago, and I was enlightened, I must say. Enlightened, because what happened...
Enlightened?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened was, first of all, they were really good, and second of all, they were playing music that I really don't understand. Now, I am a musician. I dance. I write songs. I study music theory. I'm really into it, just like Steve is. Although he's been more concerts than me, I have a different avenue, and that's why we mesh really good together. But what happened at this cornhole tournament is they were playing rap music. And I like rap music.
Can't do it.
I like mainstream. I love Eminem and I love the Beastie Boys. I like rap music.
Can't do it.
I do. But
it has nothing to do with.
But here's the thing. What?
It has nothing to do with being prejudiced or anything. It's just not my style.
No, it's not prejudice.
So
it's not a prejudice thing. What it is does it sell?
Does it sell?
Does it sell?
It doesn't.
Because here's the deal.
No, it does sell.
It does sell. Okay, so I did open mic about a month ago, and I decided that night was the last night of open mic, and I was going to play all my handwritten songs to the audience. They never heard these songs before. I've never made a dime off these songs before, and they somewhat enjoyed these songs, but I've never made any money. So I am no one to speak about other kinds of music.
I shouldn't criticize other kinds of music.
If it sells,
I have my music that I like, and everybody has their own style.
So here's my message. Does it sell? Well, and if you analyze music like I tend to do, and I actually wish I wouldn't, Ravi Shankar...
Why do you have to analyze music?
Because I'm just that way. What happens is... That's
like a guitar hero.
It's almost like OCD, ChatGPT... Whatever you want to call it, AC/DC, I don't know. But when I listen to music, I tend to analyze and watch everything the guitarist is doing. And we're going away, aren't we? Are we going away? Feels like we're going away.
I think we got a light.
I think we have lighting issues. Hey, lighting guy, lighit director.
Turn her up.
Yeah, hey, lighting director. Sound man, we need help. So now we need help knowing where I was going with it.
There we go. Okay, we're back on.
Where was I going with this?
I don't know. What is dimming on us?
Okay, so my point being is, I have no criticism because if it sells like Ravi Shankar, his sitar music, I have analyzed that over and over again, and I just don't get it. It sounds to me like improvisation with a sitar instrument. And so when I try to study music like that, it whacks out my brain. Now, I am a 12-bar blues guy. I went to an open mic session.
12?
12. Sometimes you go 8 and 10.
Okay.
So I went to a blues night at the OK Cafe here in Marion about 3 weeks ago, and I went up to the guys, and I said 12-bar blues. I said this is in the key of E, and I told them the name of the song, and off we went. We never played together. 12-bar blues. And a lot of songs are based on 12-bar blues. Many, many songs, probably 40% of all songs, and it's probably even more, but because they change it. They change the key. They change keys during the middle of the song, or throw in bridges, but it's basically 12-bar blues. So that's why a lot of people can play together. So that's what I'm used to. I learned how to play guitar from the first album, Back in Black, AC/DC. I just sit there and play along with the album. So a lot of that is blues-based music, and that's what I know. Therefore, when I hear other kinds of music, I have to have an open mind. Right, Steve? Do we have an open mind?
It's like a mind melt.
But can you have it? See, Steve and I are going to have a session here soon about different artists, especially today's music, which I like today's music. I love today's music. I do. And I know a lot of the artists, and I don't do many of their songs, but I still like it. And I listen to it, and I love Taylor Swift, and I love Bruno Mars. And Gucci Mane is a rapper. Gucci Mane is a real popular rapper right now. You know who he is?
No.
Well, he's the kind of guy that kind of pretty much just has a backbeat music and kind of muffles and sends some N-words in there. The more N-words, the better. It's almost like they're saying, I can say the N-word and you can't. It's kind of what it's like. Because I know I can't get away with it. So when I listen to Gucci Mane, and then Bruno's with Gucci Mane. I love Bruno. And Bruno's with Gucci Mane. So that must be cool.
That's one of Ted Nugent's favorite.
Yeah, and Ted Nugent.
Bands.
Ted Nugent is a really old guy.
He does like that. But I am not I like new music, but in a way to the style of the old blues type bass.
Okay,
I'm a Joe Bonamassa.
Okay, so you like blues bands. Music, which we're
Yeah,
accustomed
Black
to.
Country Communion, which is a newer band. The Winery Dogs, they are just awesome to me. I saw the Winery Dogs, walked right up to them, and they're one of the best live bands, technically, that I've seen in years.
Why?
And years.
Why?
Because they are so good at their instrument. Goes back to that Guitar Hero, although it's not just guitar, it's bass and drums. But they are just awesome. And you and I went and saw Joe Bonamassa. What did you think?
I would have to say that he's probably the best there is. He's the best there is at the blues bass kind of rock.
For these days, now.
And he's still relevant.
For new, yes. He is just awesome.
Yeah, and so Joe Bonamassa, we also saw Bob Seger together too.
Yes.
So, totally different acts, but they're still old guys.
Yes, a group called Larkin Poe. They are just awesome too. Two sisters that they have their band, and they play the guitar. One sister does most of the singing and plays the electric guitar, and the other one plays the slide tilted up, and she is just awesome. It's just a great. They're just so good. It's unbelievable.
So
go ahead.
This is our session about blues-based music and the new music today, and why older people can't understand it. And I'm trying, and Steve's trying too, right?
I'm trying, but there's a lot of blockage.
Well, I know when Elvis Presley came on the scene, shaking those hips, people didn't like it, And then when the Beatles came, the long hair, people didn't like it. And my uncle one time told me, because I was like 12, and I was trying to communicate with my uncle because I knew he liked music. So I said something about the Beatles, and he went, I don't like those Beatles. And you know what? I remember that moment for the rest of my life, and I said to myself, I'm never going to get old-fashioned. I'm not going to be like that. Because I thought he was cool.
But you're a few years older. When you saw the Beatles, did you see that segment on Ed Sullivan or just years later?
Well, actually, I think I did. It's one of those things like you thought you were at Woodstock, but maybe you weren't.
Well, I could tell you, I saw it, and I was really mad. I was very young. I was 5 years old.
What, 12 then, right?
What year was that? 64?
Oh, yeah, that's when they hit America.
And they were on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I was 5 or 6, and I wanted to watch, a Disney show. And my brothers wanted to see the Beatles. They were all older than me. And, I threw a fit. But
5?
But they won out, and I got to see them. But I don't remember that so much. But I do remember fighting about that. But I dealt with it as a 5 or 6.
So you were 5, and I'm a little bit older than you, so I was probably like 12.
Well, you were 4 years older than me. So
it was revolutionary is what it was. Revolutionary because it was a big change and people were joking about their hair and their antics and their style. As a matter of fact, on the BBC, I think it was 1962, where they finally got the chance to be on the BBC over in their home country, they did a Motown song, and that country had never heard Motown. They were just like a huge change for everybody. Refreshing. And that's why I try to look at all music.
Oh.
So
Motown, that's one of my passions too. And
yeah, see,
it's one of those passions to me. Those Temptations, the Miracles. I tell you what, those were the days. CKLW out of Detroit. We live in Ohio, and we got that station, because that's all we had was AM, and it was such a joy that you could listen to, from Led Zeppelin to Tina Turner, Ike and Tina Turner. It was all over the spectrum. And I wish that they would bring some of that back so everybody could watch different styles of music. So
So, to wrap this up, we can try to keep it within 10 minutes. What we're trying to say is here, we're trying. So, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and visit your pharmacy often.
Ring, ding, ding, the bell.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Okay, engineer dude, lighting dude, and everybody come rushing up here and help us out. Make up!